You're listening to the School of Client Attraction. Marquel Russell is the founder of Client Attraction University, a marketing consultancy helping you attract clients on autopilot and scale your business while working 50% less. Quick disclaimer. A side effect of listening to the show is more clients, more profits, more freedom, and more impact in your business. Now, here's your host, Marquel Russell.
Hey, what's up, my friend? Marquel Russell here, the king of client attraction, and welcome to this brand new episode of the School of Client Attraction. And what I want to do real quick is I want to kind of just do our 2020 in review first, and I want to share with you some predictions for 2021. So first and foremost, 2020 obviously came with its own individual set of challenges, right? So our whole game plan for the year, in terms of our revenue goals, everything was boiled down to doing live events. So we had 2 live events that we was going to do every quarter, which turned into 8 events. We had our numbers backed out, literally a whole 9 yards. We did 1 event, then we sold another live event, and COVID hit, and we couldn't do any more events, right? So at that point, we had our strategic planning call, myself, my executive assistant, and my right-hand man, Andre, and my assistant, Bianca. She said, are we changing anything with everything that's going on with COVID? And I was like, nah. Well, both of us was like, nah. And so we just kind of continued to go the process. So, and a buddy of mine who I got a ton of respect for, he posted something on social media, and I was like, he said something about like things are going to go back to how they was in 2008 or something. And I'm like, what do you mean by that? And he was like, you'll see how those high ticket conversations change. So I was like, okay, we'll see. We'll see what's up. So long story short, we ended up making a pivot to, instead of doing live events, we did virtual, because what we did differently than everybody else saw massive obstacles. We saw massive opportunities. So while, yes, taking our events from offline to online, we saw it as an initial obstacle, but we said, you know what? This could be a huge opportunity, and it ended up being a huge opportunity because it eliminated the majority of our overhead. It eliminated the overhead for those attending the event, so they didn't have to buy tickets, hotels and none of that type of stuff, or leave their family. So that was one of the biggest things that we implemented into our business that completely changed the game, was implementing these live events consistently. And that led to us actually growing our team. I think we've grown our team like 4x in 2020. So we had about 5 people on our team at the beginning of the year. At this point, we have about 20 people on our team. And we just actually interviewed another person today, and we're bringing him on board. So it's continuing to grow. And the biggest thing we did was just kind of zoom out, and we didn't do anything that we didn't really add on new things. We're testing out new client acquisition channels. Like we started testing out YouTube. We're doing a lot of other stuff, getting on the stages. And so we see a lot of our clients come from like events and so forth. So we implemented some of that stuff. And also we hired some new coaches. So we're increasing our fulfillment and our client success. Our clients are getting crazy results. But essentially we're doing the same exact thing. We're just kind of 10xing that whole process. So that's the 2020 in review process for the most part. Now, my predictions for 2021. One of my biggest predictions is a lot of people when COVID happened, there was like, specific entrepreneurs, when it was like, all right, well, I'm gonna wait till COVID blows over so I can get back, going with the business. Here's the reality. We're 9 months later, and this thing is still alive and well, apparently, right? So a lot of people, they're still waiting, or now they're trying to come out and figure it out. And now we're going into a new year, and it doesn't look like things are changing anytime soon. Of course, they're going to roll out the vaccine or whatever the case may be. So a lot of those individuals, they got to pick up momentum, and the world as we know it, I don't see it going back to being the same anytime soon. Eventually, yes. And I'm not to be the bearer of bad news, and I'm typically an optimist. And I am in this case as well. And you'll see what I mean here in a second. But what we're seeing right before our eyes is the entire world going digital. Here's what that means. Big corporations see that they can be as efficient, if not more efficient, with less people. So one of the predictions, a lot more people are going to lose their jobs, right? Because as big corporations, their number one expense is employees. So if they can eliminate that or minimize it at best and still be just as efficient, they're going to take advantage of that. So more people are going to lose their jobs, right? The stock market is going to continue to do its thing, right? So you got to be invested. You got to be invested in the process and understanding. Also, the online education industry is, I think if I'm off the top of my head, it's like a $325 billion a day industry. That number is going to continue to blow up, and it's going to accelerate So in Forbes, they said it's going to be like some $1 trillion industry in the next 2 years. I think that number is going to accelerate because now people are online. They're at home. They're looking for solutions at a higher rate because they're losing jobs. The stuff that they went to college for the past 4 or 5 years. Now they're going to come out of college at a higher rate and those jobs not be available. So they're coming online. So people who show up online with solutions, whether that's your services, your products, or your programs, whatever the case may be, you stand to be in a place where you can really excel. However, you have to be the one that's out there shining light, not the one that's, the doom and gloom person and that type of stuff, but like really like speaking truth to power, showing people what's possible, and that they can actually solve the problem they have with the solution that you provide. So long story short, my prediction is the people who made excuses in 2020, for whatever reason, those people are going to continue to make those same excuses in 2021. Those people who continue to wait, they're going to just continue to wait. Those people who don't understand certain laws when it comes to value creation and harvesting and planning and all that type of stuff, the people are going to still stay in the same situation. Those people who see obstacles, those obstacles are going to magnify and get worse. But those individuals who see opportunity and they take action, they focus on serving others, they're going to realize that we're in the absolute best time in the history of the world to be alive. So that's what I got. Those are my 2020 in review and my 2021 predictions. Thank you so much for checking out this episode. Have a phenomenal day because you absolutely deserve it. Talk to you soon.
What's the difference between you and mega successful coaches and consultants with a dream business? Simple. They're getting more leads than you are. What if there was a way to get 50 to 100 leads every single day like clockwork? Would you want it? Then go to www.getdailyclients.com to access our paid ad playbook that has brought in millions of leads for our clients over the years on complete autopilot.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.